Hey there, hey, and welcome back to my channel. And today's topic of discussion is my political awakening. So being woke or awake or awakening has been floating around. That those words have been floating around for a while now, for the last couple of years or so. And being woke or having an awakening means different things to different people, because it can be spiritual, it can be political, it can be social, or whatever. And I'll make another video about being woke. But this one is about being my political awakening. And my political awakening kind of started right around the same time as my spiritual awakening. And not that I'm Gandhi and I'm nowhere near Jesus. I am still like plain old Shamika, plain old me, all fucked up and all. But I just feel like when you sort of live or try to anyway, attempt to have yourself on a higher plane of consciousness, that a lot of the petty shit that's going on right now, it just seems like a lot of noise. And I know a lot of people's feelings are involved and a lot of emotions are involved, but a lot of it just seems like a lot of stuff that just does not matter. And, you know, besides just seeing the corrupt government for what it is and how the whole America has been structured, and just the lies of the media and consumerism and materialism and all these things, besides that, like I don't know, you just become aware of a lot of stuff. And it's not like I've never felt like this, it's just like it really confirmed to me that I felt like this. And I know life doesn't need to constantly be serious, and everything doesn't need to fall into a political, philosophical conversation. Taking yourself too seriously can give you a fucking migraine and an ulcer, or migraine and an ulcer. But a lot of times when I look at people getting really upset and emotional and spending so much like of their energy on something, and I kind of contemplate, like, is that something I should be doing or spending my energy on? And I kind of always take it to the place of like, will I care about this in 40 years? Or will I even care about this on my deathbed? Like, I really doubt if a bunch of feminists on their deathbed are going to be like, ah! Like, they're taking their last breath and they're like, manspreading! And then, like, they die. Or, like, if they're laying on their deathbed and talking to their children, like, if men can just stop mansplaining, my life would have been, like, worth living. Or if black people are going to be like, if one more person microaggresses me, or if they're going to be really caring about, like, the white dude in dreadlocks as they, like, clasp into their pearls and grasp for the last bit of air. Like, are these really things you're going to give a shit about on your fucking deathbed, basically? And if it's not, then why are you giving so much goddamn attention to it? Yeah, everybody likes to just vent and just bitch and complain, but when I see people literally, like, giving so much attention, like it's the fucking Armageddon of the world because some guy got his legs open, or some white girl wearing dreads, which to me is not a fucking problem, or someone asked to touch your hair, thus that is a microaggression. To me, it's petty and it just comes off as noise. So I forgot where I was going with that. I kind of did a little rant there. And I honestly feel like you cannot, again, be spiritually woke and still work in identity politics. They just don't go together. They really just don't. Like, when it comes down to it, when you're still judging people based on the color of their skin and what's between their legs, or even what their ideology, if it has no concern to do with you, then you can't be spiritually woke, in my opinion, because they just don't go hand in hand. Like, you judge people based on who they are, and you give people the freedom to be who they are and to believe in whatever the fuck they want to believe in. You are not an authoritarian, and you can't be authoritarian and be spiritually woke, in my opinion. So anyway, my political awakeness sort of started around the same time as me becoming spiritually awake. And I started paying attention to politics in my late stages of high school, I guess senior year. And thinking about it, looking back on it, I never really thought about this before, but I think it was like my goddad that really got me into paying attention to politics, because his favorite fucking pastime was sitting on that same damn chair and watching President Bush and just like swearing and cursing at him like constantly. You know, my stepdad's political ideology was that all Republicans were the Antichrist. So yeah. My biological father does not think that way. And if you want to know my family makeup just really quick, I ran away from home when I was a teenager. I was taken in by a family that is my godmom and my goddad. When I think of my mother and I talk about my mother, most likely I'm talking about my godmom. And when I think about my biological father, I am talking about my godfather. When I'm talking about my biological father, I'm talking about my actual biological father. So I consider my parents, my godmom and my biological father, who came back into my life as I got older. And my godfather is just sort of like my godfather. So yeah, that's a little side note. But anyway, I started paying attention to politics very early on, and I intentionally did that because my biological family anyway weren't very political, and as far as I knew, the first time a lot of them voted is when Obama ran, and I didn't want to pass that down to my children. I'm not saying that I think voting really makes a difference or not, but I think when you are investing in voting, that makes you pay more attention to politics, and it makes you stay aware of what's going on. And I wanted to pass that down to my children, so I started paying attention to politics at that age. And when I decided on what political label I was going to give myself, I decided to go with independent, because when I was younger, having labels was uncool. Now everybody wants to get as many labels as they possibly can because of fucking identity politics. But when I was younger, having labels was for dorks and squares, and nobody wanted to fucking have a label. Like, people were just like, oh, I don't do labels. Like, if you ask somebody if they're straight or gay, like, oh, I don't do labels. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't do labels. But anyway, like, I picked independent because I thought that was the least label-y political ideology I can get that I possibly could. But I always kind of consider myself kind of an independent moderate, but I definitely leaned a lot to the left, even though I had some moderate and even conservative views, but I leaned a lot to the left. My personality was very classical liberal anyway, which is just live and fucking let live. That was how I always was. Like, if you want to do drugs, do it. Even though it's not my thing, but if you want to have an abortion, do it. If you want to fuck whomever you want to fuck, do it. If you want to die, let that person die. If you want to sell your body, live and let live, as long as you're not hurting anybody, physically or financially. Like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then do it. That's not my business. So I did a political compass test the other day, and it showed me exactly kind of where I thought I was falling nowadays, which is like central left libertarian. And so libertarian to me now is sort of the new classic liberal, which is just live and fucking let live. It's not this authoritarian ideology that a lot of radical right-wingers have and a lot of radical left-wingers have. It's just, I don't care. Do you, boo? But at the same time, libertarian believes in smaller government, and I do believe in smaller government, but I do believe there should be some social services like free healthcare, schooling, and depending on your situation, maybe subsidized housing like Section 8 and some type of welfare. But I do believe that the welfare needs to be limited, and it needs to have a cap, and it needs to have a time span, because too many people are becoming dependent on welfare. And not that I'm saying everybody on welfare is lazy fucks. A lot of people on welfare do want to get off of welfare and want to do better themselves, but a lot of people, hey, let's just admit it. If you could just give me money, then why would I work hard for money? So I think there should be a cap and a limit, no matter how many kids you have, because it gives this women incentive to just keep having children. But I do believe in some social services, but limited, and it needs to be controlled. Anyway, I came to this conclusion when I saw what the hell was going on with liberals. And like I said, when I thought I leaned left, I thought I leaned classical liberal, but that's no longer liberal. The liberal you see today now, the progressive, the radical liberal, is an authoritarian liberal, which makes no fucking sense to me, because I thought that was the opposite of what liberal meant. I thought liberals were tolerant and open and open to ideas and conversations, and that's not what you see anymore. The liberal you see today now wants to silence anybody and everybody who has a difference in opinion as they do. They want to stop they want to stop freedom of speech, disguising it as the idea of just an elimination of hate speech. They want to shut down anybody, their social media, their platform. They want to get people fired. They have this authoritarian attitude. It's like, if you do not believe what I believe, exactly how I say you should believe it, then you are a Nazi, you're a Hitler, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're transphobic, you're all of these horrible things. They're turning their political beliefs into morality. So basically, you are a bad person if you do not believe what I believe in, and that's really dangerous. And that's just why I think I made a video about how I feel like, you know, the left side is becoming a cult. Is very much like a religion. Like, our word is God. Bow down, you sinner. You know, and I can't deal with that. I don't like rules. I really don't. So any type of authoritarian, whether it's right or left, I'm out. And I feel like that's the majority of what left is now, which is really sad. And so when I saw what was going on, even though I am a black woman and I have, you know, I'm black, I have a vagina, you would think that I would love this shit and I benefit from this shit. Even though, like, you know, the left side likes to act like all of America is this horrible oppressor, the left side are in bed with the media. If you look at media today, has the loudest voice? The liberals. They have the loudest voice besides Donald Trump. And so, again, when I was growing up, liberals hated being in bed with the establishment, but now they are in bed with the establishment. So I can't rock with the liberals anymore unless it comes back to the classical side. Be like, live and let live. I don't care. I don't understand why people are so concerned with what other people are thinking in their heads or what they believe in or what they even say. I think there's a difference between being outwardly motivated and inwardly motivated. I think a lot of left-wingers are outwardly motivated. I need the whole world to tell me how great I am before I feel like I am great. I need everyone to tell me that I am beautiful before I feel like I am beautiful. I would need everyone to tell me that I am at equal worth to everyone else before I feel like I am at equal worth to everyone else. I am not like that. Like, I don't care if you think I'm a stink ass bitch. I don't give a shit what you think. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. Like, I know myself. I am inwardly motivated. If I feel beautiful, then though I am beautiful. If I feel smart and intelligent, then I am smart and intelligent. If I have self-worth, then I am worth. So I don't need anybody to tell me that I am. So I don't care what anybody else is thinking or doing. And yeah, so yeah. Anyway, that is why I decided, like, and it came, again, paired up with my spiritual awakening, where I was just like, I cannot, like, judge someone based on their skin color, no matter what color they are. I can't judge someone based on what's between their legs. I can't judge someone based on their sexuality, their religion, their orientation, or their ideology, or their political ideology. I'm not going to judge anybody based on that. Like, unless you come up to me and tell me that you are Hitler and you hate black people and all Jews, then I'll start judging you. If you're a pedophile and rapist, then I'll judge you. Other than that, like, what you think doesn't really bother me, and I understand it can go larger than that, to the government, blah blah blah, but I have a different idea about government. I think the government just does what the fuck it wants to do. Local government pays attention to that, but federal government, I'll still vote and I'll still pay attention, but that's why I can't rock with people who play in identity politics. I can't. It's not me. It's not my soul. It's not my heart. I can't do it. So I see myself as a central left libertarian or a classical liberal, with some moderate views. So yeah, that's the end of my video. What do you guys think? Have you had your political awakening or a spiritual awakening? And if you did it coincide? And if you did, are you now thinking that you're on a different party than you started off with? Like, if you were Republican back then, now you're a liberal. If you're a liberal, now you're a Republican, or now you're a authoritarian, or now you're a libertarian. Tell me what your political journey has been and why. What pushed you that way? If you like this video, please like it. If you like it, then share it. If you want to continue to have these awesome conversations, these open discussions, open debates, because this is an opinion channel. These are my opinions, just my thoughts, and I'm speaking from the heart because I actually care. So I am open to being wrong. So whatever. Yeah. If you want to continue this journey with me, please subscribe. And if you subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Peace. Gab about suckers with the gab about.